Okay, let's talk about the nature of consciousness and the attention property or aspect of consciousness. Now, what I mean by that is that the attention of an individual is a subject that it's a property of consciousness, and the best way to view that is not as a separate individual, but as that aspect of you, the individual, that is your next point of existence, if you like. Yeah. So what I did, I invented the game of life, which is a better way of explaining it. Now, as I'm a targeted individual, as all targeted individuals will testify, we often get confused for those. Well, we get confused by untargeted individuals for having mental illness. Granted, some of us do suffer from paranoia, but in some other instances there might be something paranormal going on, or there might be a normal conspiracy from this side of life. The paranormal normally involves the other side of life, spirits, the dead, angels, demons, whatever. But this conspiracy, this involves all the voice of God weapons and the microwave burst technologies and other man-made contraptions. So when your attention is moved independent of you, what I mean by this is that you can be typing on the computer and whilst listening to television, but then you start to, your attention starts to get attracted to specific words, certain words that you're hearing from the television, and you won't be hearing everything that's coming out of the television as you're typing, but you only be attracted to certain words. Now, if you pay attention and you jot down the words that you're attracted to, sometimes you can see a message. Now, obviously, most people say these are trigger words, but why? My question is, why does your consciousness, when there's no one around you, why does it get attracted to certain things? Now, if there are people around you, then they can incept trigger words into you using NLP, techniques, So every time you see or hear that trigger word, your attention is drawn to that. But that's something that's incepted in you, that's done in the past, that affects you in the future. But where there's no one around you, you're in your room, you're typing on your computer, you're listening to television, and then you start to get attracted to specific words. You change the channel, and these are and then when you look at the words that you're attracted to, you start to see that somebody's sending you a message here. It could be the dead. So when I play the game of life, I try to say, right, I've been attracted to these trigger words. Is it something that's coming? So I deal with the cards. Is it something that's coming from this side of life? Then you say, right, that would be conspiracy. Doesn't appear to be. Is it the way my consciousness is wired up? Maybe I'm one of those people that's wired up to be attracted to certain trigger words that evoke certain emotions in me. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Could be. Or is it something from the spirit world or the other side that's trying to communicate with me? Yeah. And you see that as A, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a straight. Yeah. So the game of life, if there is something on the other side trying to communicate with you, it will make itself known. Yeah. And if it is a conspiracy, then it's just a guidelines, a way of keeping you sane. Yeah. Not all the time. It's your paranoia that is causing you to think a certain, to be attracted to have your attention attracted to certain things. Sometimes NLP has been done onto you, yeah, and sometimes it's the paranoia, yeah. Now, where you get this is when you're vindicated and you justify your beliefs and you say, right, am I right in questioning this? Yeah. And then you say, well, I deal again. I got a pair of kings. Conspiracy. Got nothing. Paranoia. Got a pair of fives along with the sixes. And paranoia. And nothing. Yeah. So I was right in questioning what I was experiencing. Yeah. So the game of life has different rules. I use the rules of poker, the poker version, but you can develop different versions for yourself. Yeah. Those who don't understand the rules of poker, you can develop a different system. But it's a way of keeping myself sane, because sometimes I do find my attention being moved independent of my will. Yeah. And a third of the time I do deduce that it's been NLP when I play it back in my mind and I say, why all of a sudden have I been attracted to these trigger words? Then I go through my recent activities and I find that I've been looking at people who have been projecting messages to me. So sometimes it's that, sometimes it's been something paranormal. Yeah. And where I couldn't find any reason from this side of life, so it had to be that side. And sometimes I have been paranoid. It's just maybe I've been stressed and I've got adrenaline, for some reason, and it's causing my body basically to be attracted to certain trigger words in order to induce certain thoughts to balance a chemical reaction in my body. So that's what paranoia is used for. Paranoia is used by the body to balance certain emotions. The body needs to heal itself, so it often does that. So I just wanted to touch on the attention of an individual, yeah, and the way it moves independent of your will, yeah. And if you're having these difficulties, don't really get too concerned. Design yourself the game of life. This is my version. It's a personal version. You could ask me to play it for you if you're watching these videos, and in my next video I can ask it your questions if you like. And I say